Good morning, everyone. How are you today? Peace upon you all. By the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Today is Monday, 9th of November 2020, 23rd of Rabi al Awal 1442. Now, today we're going to work on the workbook, Developing Writing. Please bring your workbook and open them on page 17. We are going to accomplish these important outcomes. First of all, we are going to put the expressions and the words in the correct place. Then we are going to practice writing an informal letter. Okay? Now, please write the date and the day above before we start. Then look at your books. Look at me, girls. As you can see, we have an informal letter. Number one, read this letter from a girl called Georgina. What was Georgina's unusual experience? We are going to leave this question. We are going to answer it later. Now I want you to go down to the letter, this letter. Can you see it? We are going to work on it. Now, as you can see, we have spaces A, B, C, D, E, F. We are going to fill them from where? From question number 2. Okay? Now, look here. We have A, as you know, A, we are going to put what? We are going to put the address, if you remember. B, who? Yes, who? Yes, excellent, the date. Okay. C, for example, what are we going to do? We're going to write whether hi or dear, okay? C, sorry. D, we're going to say, for example, thanks for your letter, or I'm writing to, etc., to thank you or something, okay? Now we're going to see to E. E, it's the end of the letter. We're going to say, for example, best wishes or write back soon, whatever you want. And the last thing, which is F, we are going to write, for example, with love, with yes, with love, it's okay. Okay, now let's look at me. We're going to read this letter together. Okay, now it was great to hear from you. Something really unusual happened to me yesterday. I was walking home after hockey practice when I saw a little boy on his own. He was crying because he was lost. He was only about 4 or 5 years old and he didn't know how to get home. I didn't know what to do, but I couldn't just leave him there. I decided to take him to the police station. We were walking along the road. When we got to some shops, suddenly a woman came running out of one of the shops. She looked very worried and was crying too. The boy shouted, "Mommy!" The woman was his mom. They both looked so happy and I was happy for them. Now, of course we have E, and tell me about your week. F, Georgina. What are we going to do now? We are going to match question number 2. What are we going to do? We're going to put these words and expressions in the correct place in the letter 1. Okay? We have number 1, thanks for your letter. 2, dear Lucy. 3, 28th April 2011. 4, love. 5, 70 Baxter Street, Birmingham, PO3 4RG. Okay? Number 6, write back soon. We're going to match them with the letter. Look here. Look at question number 2. For example, number 1, thanks for your letter. Which one? It goes with what? It goes with D. Number 1 goes with D. You are going to write here. Look at me. You're going to write it D, and you are going to write thanks for your letter. Where? Here. You're going to write the expression here. Okay? Write the expression here, D. Now, number 2, dear Lucy. Which one do you think? It is what? Yes, good job, dear Lucy. We are starting the letter here, which we are going to write it here, dear Lucy. Okay? And right here, C. We're going to write C. Okay? Number 3, 28th April 2011. Where do you think? Look at above right of the letter. Yes, excellent. It's B. You're going to write the date here, and beside the date down you're going to write B. Okay? Number 4, love. Love. Which one? We're going to finish the letter, the last thing. Yes, you're going to write it here. Love here, and you're going to write F beside love. Okay? Good job. Now, we have number 5, 70 Baxter Street. It's what? It's the address. Which one of the spaces up? What do you think? Yes, excellent. Yeah, it's A. Look here. You're going to write it here. Okay? You're going to write the address here. And beside number 5, you're going to write A, like me. Okay? Now, let's move to number 6, the last one. Write back soon. Which one? Which one do you think? The last one? Yes, excellent. Yes, it's E. You're going to write it here. Write back soon. And here you're going to write E, the last one. Okay? Now, let's return back to question number 1. What is question number 1? He says, read this letter from a girl called Georgina. What was Georgina's unusual experience? I think that what happened with Georgina was her unusual experience. We can say while she was walking home, she saw of course we are using the past continuous with the past simple. We are talking about two actions, one of the uses of the past continuous. Two actions happened in the past. One of them interrupted the other. The main action was walking home, and the verb or the action that interrupted it when she saw the boy in the street. Okay? Now, while she was walking home, she saw a little boy. He was by himself. He was by his on his own. He was lost and he was crying. She couldn't leave him by himself, so she said, I'm going to take him to the police station. And while they were walking also on the road, suddenly something happened. A woman came out of the shop and she was crying and worried and looking for something. It was his mommy's, it was the boy's mommy. When he shouted, he says, Mommy! He said, Mommy! She figured out that this is her son and she's his mom, okay? Now, she was very happy to find his mom, and he returned back to his mom. Now, all of that I wrote it here. Look here. She was walking home after hockey practice when she saw a little boy on his own. She decided to take him to the police station. She cannot leave him at the street by himself. Suddenly, a woman came running out of one of the shops, and the woman was his mom. Georgina was happy to see them find each other. Okay? Now stay with me. I'm coming back. Okay? Now look at the next question. We have question number 3. Imagine that you found an animal some time ago. Write a letter to a friend telling them about what you found. Okay? Tell them we are going to follow these instructions. What kind of animal it was and what you were doing when you found it. Why you decided to take it home and how other family members reacted. What problem you had with the animal and how you solved it. How the animal changed your life. Now you are going to take, 2 minutes to think about these hints, and you are going back to write it on the board. Okay, stay with me. Now look here. I used my imagination and I wrote this one. Look here, this is the address, 60 Mesh Street, Amman, PO1 5MG, 9th of November 2020. This is the address and the date. Okay, now look here. Dear Aram, okay, I'm writing to tell you about something unusual happened to me yesterday. I was walking home after school when I saw a kitten It was so cute and fluffy, but it needed a bath. I took it home to take care of it. At first, my mom refused to have it, but my dad convinced her. I forgot to write here. Okay, I'm going to write here. Convinced her. The kitten had an issue that it didn't want to sleep in a box. So I brought a special box and decorated it. This little creature filled my life with joy and happiness. Now, look here. I already accomplished the conditions or the things that it needed to the letter. First, what kind of animal it was and what you were doing when you found it. As I said, I was walking home after school when I saw a kitten, okay, or a little kitten. Now, why you decided to take it home and how other family members? It was so cute and fluffy, but it needed a bath. I took it home to take care of it. What was, for example, my mom's reaction? At first, she refused to have it, but my dad convinced her. Then, what problem you had with the animal? The problem that it didn't want to sleep in a box, so I brought her a special box, and decorated it. How I solved it? Yes, when I brought the special box and decorated it. Now, how the animal changed your life? This little creature filled my life with joy and happiness. As we reach to the end of the letter, we're going to write a finished sentence, as you can see. Write back soon and tell me about your week. Best wishes or love, Anna. Okay? As we have accomplished these, the needed notes in the question, okay, we also practiced the features of the informal letter. We started with Dear Lucy or Dear Aram, and we wrote it, and we started with I'm writing to tell you, if you remember, and we also finish it with write back soon. And what else we have? And we finish it with what else? With best wishes or love. Okay, these are very important features. And we wrote here the address and the date, if you remember. Okay. This is all for today. As for question 4, it's up to you. When you finish, read your own letter and give yourself a mark from 0, not very good, or to 5, excellent, for these criteria. Okay, this is up to you. I don't need it, frankly. Okay, now as we reach to the end of the class, we have accomplished, alhamdulillah, the important outcomes. We put the expressions and the words in the correct place. Then we practice writing an informal letter. We wrote it together, alhamdulillah. I hope you enjoyed the class today. Thank you very much for being with me. See you inshallah next Wednesday. Goodbye.